Hi, I'm Brett Parker, multimedia specialist for Dairy Foods magazine. And today we're highlighting Oikos, who is once again producing an ad for the Super Bowl. We spoke with them last year about an ad they produced starring actress Juno Temple and football legend Myles Garrett. And today they're going to share some details about the upcoming brand new spot. This one is titled The Big Hill, and it features actress Kathryn Hahn and football pro Derrick Henry. Here to discuss this is Victoria Badiola, Senior Vice President of Oikos for Danone USA. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Brett. Excited to talk to you about it.
So we spoke to you guys about around this time last year. You guys were producing a commercial for the Super Bowl then that
Yeah.
was starring Juno Temple and Myles Garrett. Did airing this ad during the Super Bowl bring about any noticeable changes or positivity for the brand that you noticed?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, we are a yogurt brand that obviously is about protein for sure, but we really consider ourselves to be a brand that actually is about the idea of strength itself. And the big game is one of the greatest displays of physical strength in the US and kind of this moment that we all share culturally when we're watching the feats of strength that are happening on the field together. And as a brand, Oikos believes that when you're stronger, it makes everything better. So the big game is kind of the perfect moment to bring that to life. And last year with our ad that you referenced with Juno Temple and Myles Garrett was no different. And we're hoping that this year is the same. So this is our seventh consecutive year advertising in the big game. Last year's spot, we saw a really strong surge in awareness. We saw great momentum in positive conversation, brand sentiment, like engagement with the brand. And basically wanting to do the same thing this year, drive awareness of our high protein offerings in both our yogurt and our new item of our ready to drink protein shakes that are shelf stable.
When you began working on an Oikos ad for this year's Super Bowl, did your experiences making the one last year change your intentions or strategies for the one you're making this year?
I would say it didn't change the strategy. I mentioned that our core ethos to the brand is this idea that stronger makes everything better, and the strength that you get from the protein in Oikos can help make you feel unstoppable. So that is always our North Star and our guiding light for any communication or strategy when it comes to how we talk to our consumers. But we did want to do two things maybe a little bit differently this year. So first, I mentioned we wanted to feature not just our high protein Greek yogurt, which is our 000 line that you see in the ad, but we also wanted to drive awareness of our relatively newest offering, which is the protein shakes that launched last May. And then second, obviously it's a big moment in the big game. You want to make sure that you're doing something disruptive and relevant. So we wanted to refresh the campaign a little bit. We set it in the iconic hills of San Francisco, which is the host city to the game. If you've seen the ad, you know that those iconic hills kind of personify an uphill battle that our protagonists need to overcome, and wanted to basically use that iconic backdrop as the perfect setting for this year's like scenario and this year's ad.
What were the biggest challenges in creating this year's Super Bowl ad?
I don't know if there was any huge challenges, but one of the things that we definitely put a lot of thought into is identifying the perfect talent partners to bring our brand message to life and to really bring the right energy to the spot. So we have Emmy nominated actress Kathryn Hahn, who is really known for her on-screen amazing presence, her huge range, her sharp wit, and she's no stranger to the idea of strength when you think about her grueling production schedule and the long days that she has to go through on set. And then you pair her with Derrick Henry, one of the most celebrated running backs in the NFL. He is kind of the physical embodiment of strength. If you've ever seen his off-season workouts, the things that he puts his body through to maintain his strength and maintain his fitness is truly inspiring and insane to watch. So this kind of dynamic duo with the laugh out loud comedy and then the like jaw-dropping physical might felt like the perfect combination of people to be able to bring to life the idea that with protein from Oikos, no moment is too heavy and any obstacle could be overcome.
Now, most people realize that Super Bowl Sunday is really like a pinnacle of advertising. You know, any brand would just love that platform because so many people watch that night. And now this is your
Yeah.
second time working on a Super Bowl ad. And I think I kind of asked this the last time, but I'm really fascinated to know that when you're creating an ad for that level, for that many people to see, Is there anything that you learned new about marketing after working on like that grand of a scale? Was there any revelations in creating these
Yeah,
projects?
yeah. It's actually our seventh consecutive year in the big game. So we have had a playbook that we have definitely continued to refine and fine tune over the years. I think something that we've learned is the big game, as you said, it's a huge grand scale. It's a perfect moment to have momentum and bring our message to a really large audience on a big stage. But building strong relationships with consumers is something that's built over time. And while it is kind of the pinnacle of the year in a way, as you said, it's also kind of just the kicking off point. And we're seeing this as it's more than just the 30 seconds that the ad is running. We want to deliver a fully integrated campaign that shows up meaningfully from now through the end of the year. Um, and there's so much that goes into it beyond just the ad that appears on Peacock. There's going to be all the social activation, the way that we're talking to our consumers, everything that we're doing in retail, and kind of everything that surrounds that one moment.
Now, at Dairy Foods Magazine, we're always stressing the importance of real dairy products and all that goes into authentic dairy experiences. So, is there
Yeah.
something you hope all the viewers who see the ad take away from it in terms of authentic dairy experiences and the industry that supports it?
Yeah. I think at the core, we hope viewers walk away with an appreciation for dairy as a natural and intuitive source of protein and source of nutrition. Um, Protein from dairy is a really easy way to get protein into your routine and to your everyday the things that you're doing every single day. Long before protein became a buzzword, long before other brands or other categories were protein maxing, protein and dairy, it's naturally occurring, and the people and the processes behind it are basically an industry that has been fueling strength and nourishment for generations. And we think that is going to be something. Protein is a huge trend right now, but we think that protein from dairy is something that's really going to stand the test of time. And I just hope the viewers walk away with an appreciation of that.
Excellent. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Victoria Badiola of Danone USA, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brett.
And thank you all for watching.